Hey everybody. So a news story came out that in Toronto this weekend now, okay, hundreds of people gathered at a park and they weren't social distancing. Like they were sitting together like human beings that wanted to connect. And they called them selfish. Okay, I'm going to tell you what actual selfish is. When there's a small majority of the population that is demanding that the majority stop their lives, stop their livelihoods, no longer connect, stay distant from everybody because there's that small percentage that are at high risk for something bad happening with this virus. It is honestly, that is the definition of an extreme level of selfishness that I don't even have a number for, like a multiple of how crazy selfish that is, to dare to ask other human beings to stop their lives, stop their livelihood, shut their business, stop dating, socializing, hanging out, meeting new people, all those things like that. I mean, give you an example. California, their death rate is like 0.6%. 2,700 people died out of 45 million. Do the math. And most of those numbers are faked anyway because all the doctors are putting COVID death, because they get money every time that they do it. And other states are even less than that. So we're talking about minute numbers in terms of the population. So why don't those people who are at high risk take the responsibility and be unselfish? Why don't we ask them to be unselfish? Say, listen, you guys need to sacrifice. You guys need to stay home so that the rest of us can go ahead and enjoy our lives. Okay? If I was sick, if my mother was sick, like my mother, for example, I already told her, stay the fuck home. Okay, she's had ailments, she's older. I told her, she wants to go out. I told her, Mom, this thing hits people in your demographic. Don't go out. So I asked her to be smart. She would never ask me to say, so you should stay home too, Yasha. What the fuck would that? That would be the most insanely selfish thing to do. No parent would tell their child to stay home because they are sick. And let's assume they can take care of themselves. They're just at risk of getting sick, things like that. Okay. And if they don't live with them. Okay. There's only a couple of situations where it makes sense to either wear a mask or be more distant or all those things like that. But those are very, very small. But the thing is, most people that own businesses, for example, have worked years, have worked their whole life to build up that business. And a lot of those businesses are absolutely crushed because of this, and a lot of them lost forever. That is what I'm saying is such an insane level of selfishness that for the tiny percent of people that are at high risk for this virus to hit them badly, you would dare to ask people to sacrifice their livelihood, 20 years of their life, 10 years of their life, whatever, in their future for somebody who might get sick? And it's a very small percentage. That is the absolute height of human selfishness. Okay, so to even have the balls for the government or any single person to say that people not wearing a mask or people connecting with other people is being selfish, those people seriously need to go fuck themselves with their own selfishness because they've got tons of it. So they'll be real filled up when they fuck themselves with it. Like seriously. So when this, the other thing to know is that the government looks to pit people against people. So now it's like they're pitting like the people who wear masks versus the people who don't wear masks, the same way that like Obama was pitting like, oh, your problems are because of the rich, so it was like the rich versus the poor, and he turned the black and the white. And then Trump has his own kind of racial things and cultural things and stuff like that. So part of the government's job is to create the divides. And it's important to realize this is not a fight against the virus. The fight is against the government. And the government is using it as an opportunity to divide people, right? Because if people are divided into groups, it's easier to control for the government. Government can't control billions of individuals. So that's one of the government's tricks, all right? Now, my own sense of justice, all right, is that, man, I've worked so hard to be in this particular position in my life. And my own nature desires to connect, to live a life like everyone else's. So all those young people going out in the park, God bless them. And I don't even normally say that phrase, God bless, but I'm going to use it here. God bless them. Nature bless them. Act out your nature. Connect. Do what the fuck you want. The people that are at risk need to be responsible and stay home. They're the ones that are being selfish, that need to sacrifice going out so much, okay, so that the majority can actually live their lives, all right, in a way that is productive and according to their nature, right? So that's where the true selfishness lies. It's with the people who are the more vulnerable. It's true. It's absolutely true. Okay, the truth is the reverse of the reality and the picture that people are painting. They're saying, oh no, if everyone just follows and does this or whatever, to what end? Why are that many healthy lives being sacrificed? Healthy life experiences, businesses, dreams being sacrificed for a really minute percentage of people. Those are the people being extraordinarily selfish, and the government is creating a situation where those people are favored and creating mandates that are so destructive to the masses. So like even this like slow thing like, oh, everybody, squeamish about opening up because what if there's another outbreak? So what if there's another outbreak? It doesn't matter. Most people aren't going to die. Most people aren't going to get harshly ill. If there's another outbreak, so what? The percentage of people at risk is very small. And the people generally know if they're the ones that are at risk. So you know what? You want to lower the potential death count? Those people need to sacrifice themselves and stay home. They need to sacrifice their going out then if they want to be smart. And first of all, that's just being smart then, right? If they think they're at that high risk, why are you going to ask everyone else to kowtow to their vulnerabilities in that way? When we're talking about 99.99999% of people are going to be fine if they catch this. I mean, the even latest numbers say 35% of people are asymptomatic. This is not a deadly fucking disease. That many people don't even show any symptoms to it. So let's be real, people. The real selfishness, all right, is with the people who are vulnerable and is with it being put out on media by the government, all right, that why are you destroying and limiting and preventing the livelihood and the natural socialization of 99.999% of people? That's what we're here on a planet to express that nature? It is absurd. There's only one place that selfishness is happening, and it's on the people that expect that this huge majority should stop and limit their lives because the super minority could potentially get sick and get hurt by being sick. When those people, if they're taking the proper precautions, would have a very small chance of that ever happening to them. Period, guys. A whole new definition of selfishness. I truly could never have even imagined that selfishness on the scale that it's taken place could ever take place on planet Earth, and that's what's happening. So honestly, whatever you want to do, if you're healthy, you know if you're at risk or not. I mean, let's be honest, 99.9% of you know, all right? Go out and live your life. Connect with people. Do that. That's what makes you healthy. That's where you're going to succeed. And everyone that's at risk, that's listening to this message, be smart. Don't expect everyone else to sacrifice their lives for you. Just simply be responsible for your own life. Stay home. If there are loved ones around you, you ask them to be extra precautious, things like that. And that's it. But everyone's got to live their life. All right? That's unselfish because we want to connect. Everyone who wants to express their life, we want that life and we want that connection. So I'm sending love to each of you in an unselfish way. So have a good weekend, everyone.